Hello, beautiful people. This is Freedom Fighter. Thank you for tuning into our channel, Goldilocks Global Banking News. Everybody knows that Goldilocks is the #1 source for the RVGCR. People from around the world tune in to see what Goldilocks is sharing on the RVGCR. Don't miss your chance and get your latest updates every day. So like, share, and subscribe to this channel to get your daily podcast from the Goldilocks articles on the RVGCR. Brought to you by Freedom Fighter. Hello, beautiful people. This is Freedom Fighter, and welcome to Goldilocks Global Banking News. Folks, today Goldilocks is sharing information regarding the RV for Iraq and for Vietnam and for the global whole entire RV GCR. Folks, many of you are hearing every single day. Many of you are witnessing every single day members in the Goldilocks QFS Dialogues room that are again constantly reporting their success on establishing relationships with their bankers. Lunch meetings, dinner dates, you name it, in-home, whatever it may be. Wealth managers, yes, these bankers getting on airplanes to meet with our members, flying, driving 2, 3, 4 hours. These are the people that are going to help you exchange your currency, the licensed bankers, the wealth managers that are licensed to grow and manage your wealth. There's simply 8 steps that our members are following to achieve this. As long as you don't sidestep, as long as you don't try to reinvent the wheel, but just follow the steps as they are, folks, you will have success. You will be able to meet the actual people and establishing those relationships. 8 steps. Click the link at the top of the description. Join the Goldilocks QFS Dialogues room for free. Wally, myself, and the tribe will help you. The tribe, folks, are people just like you that at one point in time, they were confused. They had anxiety. They didn't know what was going on with the RV. But now those people, those same people, just like you, have 3, 4, some upwards 5 or 6 bankers, firms that they have in the bag, set, waiting for the RV. Whereas relationships have been established so strong with some of the members that the bankers are actually communicating openly with them about the currency exchange. It's all about the relationships. Just click the link, top of the description. We will show you the way. Now let's jump right into what Goldilocks is sharing today. First on Vietnam, then Iraq. Folks, the impact Goldilocks is sharing. The impact of rising U.S. tariffs on key trading partners and the emergence of Vietnam's supporting industries as a strategic alternative for global manufacturers could have complex effects on the value of the Vietnamese dong. What Goldilocks is talking about is this. As a result of the tariffs, and for those of you who have been following Goldilocks, you know we've shown you the proof. Through trade is how currency revaluation occurs. So now, what Goldilocks is referring to is in the value of the Vietnamese dong with these tariffs is as a result of the tariffs, Vietnam is forced to shift their supply chains. They're forced to ship how and where they trade throughout the world. This also is causing Vietnam to open up to other countries and global manufacturers to come into Vietnam like never before. So the shift, it is like a shuffleboard, if you will. Vietnam and the rest of these countries are forced to shuffle. Unlike they've had to before, because for the last 30, 40 plus years, they've been content in devaluing their currency in exchange for higher exports and higher demand for their products in their countries. Well, these tariffs now begin to take that chessboard and level the playing field. It takes that shuffleboard and shuffles all the pieces on it. So now Vietnam and the rest of these countries and their currencies will be at a point where they have to shift. Because the shift comes as a ripple effect, a reaction, or a response to all of the tariffs. The changes that come about as a result of these. See, these countries they were complacent, folks. We have shown, whereby currency revaluation is a priority of the second Trump administration and will be done through trade negotiation, aka tariffs. So the dynamics of these trade deals is causing all these countries to shift. They were spoiled. We're going to show you on Saturday Night Dialogues more proof in black and white directly from the Congress of how their plan quietly was also to tackle the devaluation of currencies around the world. See, folks, when they tackle the devaluation, meaning when countries devalue their currencies like the dong, the dinar, and others, they keep the value and the prices of those currencies down. So the benefit for them is their products that they export throughout the world are cheaper. But if they raise the value of their currencies, their products become more expensive. Tariffs force the shuffle. It forces the shuffle and the shift with these countries. So, as a result of them now, like Vietnam and others, through tariffs being forced to do the right thing, the shifting of their currencies will be a result. We're going to go into more, like I said, on this on Saturday Night Dialogues, when we show you more proof and evidence from the government on currency exchange, the revaluation of countries' currencies. While Vietnam's supporting industries are well positioned, folks, meaning the industries and the companies and countries around the world, they're shifting. It'll create pressure on the Vietnamese dong to go down in value first. We won't see it. But then the gold and stable coins will move it back up along with the new rates through tariffs. Now Goldilocks is sharing about Iraq. From the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, has just reported that the Iraqi dinar and the Iraqi economy is now designated as being stable. See, the Iraqi dinar was extremely volatile and unstable for so many years due to corruption, the manipulation of their value, political instability, high inflation, you name it. But throughout the years, especially through the IMF Article 4 consultation, which is the training, if you will, the IMF took Iraq through, Vietnam and other countries, on their economies and their currencies. Iraq has followed many of the reforms, implemented many of the reforms that the IMF has recommended. Now the IMF reports the highlights in Iraq's ability to maintain domestic stability for the Iraqi dinar despite regional tensions in the Middle East, with only modest inflation levels. To strengthen its economy, Iraq needs to boost non-oil revenue and control the public wage, meaning the salaries of their public employees. Oh, but haven't you all been hearing about Kurdistan salaries, and once they pay that the RV will have? We told you this is not where it comes from. This is that's regular budgetary issues, just like in the U.S. Congress with our budget. It's like with your job, where every year there is a potential 1 to 2% increase in salaries as a result of inflation. But just imagine if your job didn't give you a 1-2% increase in your salary or your employment value to offset inflation, you would be upset. You would say, hold on, boss, inflation is going up every single year, 1-2%. How come my salary isn't reflecting that? That is all the Kurdistan stupid budget negotiation was about. It's about Kurdistan, the employees in Kurdistan being paid by Baghdad, the capital, out of the budget. And this is what they're supposed to do. But this is something that they've been battling and dealing with for years. It's consistent. It's normal. Nothing different. They always complain every year about the Kurdistan salaries being paid by the capital, Baghdad. But you all been told this has something to do with the RV. And tickle, fickle, your panties and everything is all wet and you're feeling all good about it. And then, there's a delay. No, it was never true in the first place. Just clickbait. When are you all going to wake up and realize that God has given you the power and discernment within yourself to seek the truth? It is written, ask and you shall receive. Seek and ye shall find. Knock and the door shall be open unto you. But no, some of you just want to wait for the curtain to pull back and good old guru and the puppets and the puppeteers who control them tell you, a high rate in a certain date, and you fall for it. And you got anxiety, getting sick, physically sick, families being torn apart, being called crazy. Maybe they right. Crazy following the guru foo-foo. But you have an opportunity. One last chance to get it right, folks. Now, I'm not talking to those that follow Goldilocks religiously. Those folks are set for the RV, set for this generational wealth. I'm talking to maybe just one of you who will hear this. I digress. Back to Iraq. The IMF emphasizes urgent pension system reforms, particularly increase in the retirement ages in Iraq. Oh, so the IMF is talking to Iraq about the pensions of their employees who retired? And it also praises the Central Bank of Iraq for its effective transition to a new trade finance system and efforts to narrow the gap between the official currency rate and the parallel exchange rate. while exploring reforms to support the private sector. This is from the IMF. Folks, Iraq is making tremendous strides. The IMF is reporting so. The stability in the Iraqi economy is obvious now. Iraq and Vietnam are doing some of the same things at the same time, just like the rest of these countries. Stay grounded in truth, folks. Ask, seek, ye shall find. Click the link at the top of the description. You can join the Goldilocks Secure Fist Dialogue Room. We welcome you with open arms, and we will show you the way. Be well. Ciao, ciao.
Hello, beautiful people. This is Freedom Fighter. Thank you for tuning into our channel, Goldilocks Global Banking News. Everybody knows that Goldilocks is the #1 source for the RVGCR. People from around the world tune in to see what Goldilocks is sharing on the RVGCR. Don't miss your chance and get your latest updates every day. So like, share, and subscribe to this channel to get your daily podcast from the Goldilocks articles on the RVGCR. Brought to you by Freedom Fighter.